It seems like no matter where we go, we're always asked that one question every time.
When is your next Disney trip?
Okay, well that. What is the second question we always seem to get asked?
How do you have time to plan all your vacations?
Exactly. Well, we're going to let you in on a little secret. We have a preferred travel agent, and her name is Hannah with Little Bit of Magic, and she is amazing.
And here's what we love about Hannah. She does all the hard work for you. She always knows the right times to book your vacation. From the first introductory call to presenting the proposal, she has the best recommendations for the best destinations.
From there, Hannah kept us on track with tips for our vacation, sending payment reminders, and followed up after our trip to make sure that we had an amazing experience.
If you're ready to book a relaxing getaway, contact Hannah. For more information, check out littlebitofmagic.com and make sure you mention that the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast sent you.
Hi, I'm Jake.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast.
Because Disney's a wonderful thing. Come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet, and fly with us as we discuss the parks, treats, and all things Disney, with new episodes every wonderful Wednesday.
Happy Wonderful Wednesday, and this time we're celebrating.
I know, happy birthday to Animal Kingdom. A day late, but still, happy birthday.
I know. So this is great. So I think that this is one of the more underrated parks because I think everyone kind of just throws Animal Kingdom in the corner sometimes when you're talking about your favorite park to visit.
No, I agree. And that was kind of always my thought as well. But actually putting this together, I think made me appreciate Animal Kingdom a little bit more. And honestly, I think it might, this was always my last ranked park in Disney World.
Sure.
And I don't know that it really is anymore.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think this one might come in third.
Wow.
I
okay.
know.
We'll
but
have
anyway,
to unpack that later.
That's another story.
Interesting. Well, let's talk about it because there's actually a lot of symbolism, I think, that has to do with its anniversary. And then also talk about why it's here and what its purpose is. Mm-hmm. And then also there's a lot of changes coming to Animal Kingdom as well in the near future.
Absolutely. So should we get into it?
Yeah, let's start with the history lesson.
All right, history. So the park was actually opened on Earth Day, which is April 22nd in 1998. I found this fact, I'm not sure if it's 100% true, so don't hold us to it, but apparently the park was originally going to be named Wild Animal Kingdom.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so the park focuses on research and conservation, which was one of Walt's passions. So I think that's awesome that they were able to bring it back to that.
No, most definitely, and you still feel that today, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you're a big Disney fan, you've heard of the famous Imagineer Joe Rohde, and he was pretty much the key contributor behind this entire park.
That's amazing. And no, the dude is absolutely a legend as well. And
yes,
especially I think you see his creative genius in Pandora.
Oh, absolutely. So this park is home to over 1,000 animals and 250 species.
That's incredible.
That's a lot more than I thought.
Oh, yeah, especially being 1,000 animals. I mean, I would have guessed it's into the hundreds, but 1,000?
Yes.
Yeah, I did not know it was that high.
So this park has 5 official lands. You have Pandora, the world of Avatar, Africa, Asia, Discovery Island, and Dino Land.
Oh, R.I.P. Dino Land. It's
gone
extinct.
Yes, we'll get into that later. But this park icon, is Tree of Life. So the Tree of Life stands 145 feet tall. It has over 325 animal carvings.
Insane.
Yes, and took over 18 months to create.
I mean, I'd believe it. And granted, something that big, it had to be man-made. But just the amount of leaves alone on this tree, knowing that it's artificial.
Yes.
That'll blow your mind. But then you look at all those animal carvings, and there's a lot of them, and it literally goes all the way around and up the branches, up the trunk, but even down into the roots, 300 plus animal carvings.
Yeah, I did not think it was that many.
Crazy.
If you've listened to our podcast before, you know that we're pretty big advocates of enchanting extras.
Yeah.
So this park actually has 4 enchanting extras.
And they're all bomb, too.
I know. Yes. There's Caring for Giants, which is the elephants. And this one, you actually can't take a phone backstage. They won't let
Oh,
you.
interesting.
So you have to lock your phone in like a little locker I was reading about. So that was interesting. You have Savor the Savannah, and this is where you kind of get a safari tour through the savannah, and then you have lunch on the savannah as well.
That would be cool.
I know. You have Up Close with Rhinos, and again, that's another one where you can't take your phone. And my guess is because this is more a backstage area, and Disney likes to keep backstage just a little more private to keep the magic.
Sure.
So yeah, you have Up Close with Rhinos, and then you have the Wild Africa Trek, which I know you really want to do.
I do really want to do it. I mean, this one is like a high ropes course, kind of like a hiking trail, like all things rolled into one, but it looks so cool, and I'm really hoping things work out for us to do that in November.
Same. Imagineers collected seeds from 37 countries to be used for plants and grasses in the park.
That's wild.
Right? Wild, yeah.
I mean, it's insane, but it's also just shows the level of detail that they go into, not just in their Imagineering and creation, but also in their conservation, because they really wanted these animals to have as close to a natural habitat of their origin species as possible. So like the savanna actually looks like an African savanna.
Exactly.
It actually has African grasses growing on it.
Yes. So in 2011, Disney announced its first major park expansion for Animal Kingdom, which is Avatar. And that opened to the public on May 27th, 2017.
And that's not that long ago.
No, it's really not.
But
it's really not.
It is mind-blowing. Even if you're not an Avatar fan, if you just go and like once you come around the corner and you see the land itself, like unreal. Just looks otherworldly.
And again, that was from the mind of Joe Rohde. So, yeah. When you shop at Animal Kingdom, they always ask at checkout if you want to donate to the Disney Wildlife Conservation Fund.
Yeah.
And since park opening, the Conservation Fund has devoted more than $6 million to conservation efforts.
That's incredible. That's a lot. Amazing.
That's a lot.
It's so cool that they're using that for good and paying that forward as well.
Right. So you kind of mentioned this, but in case you've been living under a rock and maybe not keeping up with Disney news.
Womp womp.
I know. So Dino Land is going extinct.
Yeah.
If you could say that, yeah. And it will be replaced by Tropical Americas. So this will feature Encanto and an Indiana Jones ride.
Which I think will be really cool, because we've talked about this, that Dinosaur is not our favorite ride, just because it's really dark, really bumpy, lots of flashing lights, and I mean, the queue for it is incredible.
It is.
I love dinosaurs. I grew up with dinosaurs.
You did.
But the ride itself was just kind of mid for me. And knowing that they're going to bring Indiana Jones here, I actually think is a pretty cool natural fit, and it will tie all of the tropical Americas together. And I mean, the Dino Land area overall, I think the play area was super fun for kids.
The Boneyard, yeah.
Yeah, and some of those rides I know were kind of nostalgic.
Yeah, it was more like
weren't that
carnival.
Good.
They weren't, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a dinosaur carnival rather than a dinosaur land.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say that land just the other lands that they've built since, they are at a whole other level, and Dino Land is not.
Correct. Yeah, I would agree. Yep.
I'm really excited to see what they do with Tropical Americas, and I think it will actually fit Animal Kingdom Park better than what Dino Land did.
Yeah. As soon as that opens, I think Animal Kingdom is going to be 100% a full day park.
Yeah, honestly. And we don't know a lot of details about the Encanto ride, but it should be really awesome.
It should, yeah.
And I would imagine that they may be adding a few more things as well, because you're talking about a land that had, 5 or 6 different rides, attractions?
Yeah.
And we only know about 2 of them, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know how much of that backstage area there, may or may not be allowed to use to expand these rides. So, yeah, I think we could see some more things to come.
Yeah. Very
so,
cool.
Tough to Be a Bug, the show, has already closed.
I know, which is sad, because I thought A Bug's Life was a really great movie. And it was already kind of sad when they took it out to put in Avengers Campus.
In California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now the show is gone in Disney World too. And I do think that Zootopia was a massive global hit, probably bigger outside the US than it was domestically. So I do think that, one, it was popular. Two, I do think it'll match and hit Under the Tree of Life. I don't hate that part.
Yeah.
But I do miss a Bug's Land, and I wish that they were able to have brought a Bug's Land from California Adventure and maybe found a corner for it in Animal Kingdom. I think it would have worked.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's gone.
So yeah, Tough to Be a Bug will be replaced with a show called Zootopia Better Together. And hopefully this one you won't have like screaming children running out of it like you did for Tough to Be a Bug.
There is something to say to that, because Tough to Be a Bug, I mean, you could argue was kind of scarring. There were some dark elements to it. That,
absolutely.
You know, and I mean, who will ever forget the feeling of those bugs running across your bottom as you sat in the benches?
So gross. Or the hornet or the wasp like poking you in the back.
I know. And then the stink bug smell, and also the juice that shot in your face. Like, it was just... It was an experience. I think we're going to tell our kids and grandkids about this. And like, well, back in my day, I used to get shot in the face by stink bug spray. Yeah. You know?
It's true.
It was just a wild time. The spiders descending from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Children screaming. Yeah, it was...
wild times.
Wild times. Wild times.
So I found this Animal Kingdom fun fact, which I had never really thought about, but totally makes sense. So Animal Kingdom is the only bathroom located in the parks with locking bathroom doors.
You mean on the outside, not like the stalls.
Correct. And this was designed for like animal and human safety. That way, if an animal escapes or gets out, those bathrooms kind of become a safety shelter area.
Nice.
Which makes sense, but never really thought about it before, that they have doors and locking doors.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. The more you know.
The more you know.
So let's go through kind of an overview of the park. And you mentioned the different lands, but I'd like to go in a little more detail with some of these. So starting with Pandora, you've got two attractions here that are actually pretty big attractions. So Flight of Passage, which is kind of the crown jewel of Animal Kingdom. I mean, that is the ride that everybody runs to.
Yes.
And the Navi River Journey, which honestly I love.
I do too.
I think it's super cool.
I think it gets overshadowed because Flight of Passage is so great.
True.
But like, it's just, the River Journey is such a relaxing ride. There's so much to look at. The colors are beautiful.
Yeah. It's really cool. But that being said, when Flight of Passage gets really packed, then you often have River Journey get really packed as well. So it's like not uncommon for River Journey to hit over an hour wait. And I think when you ride it, you're like, wait, I waited an hour for this.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
But when you're there, I mean, there's only two attractions. So you got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
As far as dining goes, you've got two options over here. You've got Satuli Canteen and Pongu Pongu.
Which I thought about it. Have we ever eaten at Satuli Canteen?
No, we always look when we're over there, but I feel like we always ride Flight of Passage at kind of like an off time for us to eat.
Yeah.
And that usually means it's a super busy time for everyone else to eat, which is honestly why we're probably on Flight of Passage.
That's true. Yeah.
Because we tend to go during meal times when the wait is a little lower.
Yeah.
So honestly, we've never eaten there.
I don't know that we have. Yeah.
But
so we need to.
To be fair, this is also where Flame Tree Barbecue is in this park. And we're like, well, do we eat at Satuli Canteen or do we just walk over to Flame Tree Barbecue?
Exactly. Yeah. More on that later.
More on that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's talk about Africa.
Yeah, so Africa, you have a couple different attractions. So the main attraction is the Kilimanjaro Safari, which is absolutely amazing. I mean,
it's my favorite.
I think my favorite ride in Animal Kingdom for sure. And then you have the Gorilla Falls Trail, Exploration Trail. And that's where it's a trail where obviously you can look at all the gorillas. And they have placed cast members throughout the trail that will tell you about the animals. And like if they see one of the gorillas, they're like, oh, this is Bob, like they know the names of the gorillas.
This is Bob.
That was the first name that came to my mind. Okay.
Well, it is
Uncle
cool
Bob,
though.
Okay.
Uncle Bob. There are a lot of educational opportunities on these trails, and
Yes.
especially in this park. Like this is one that if you like going to the zoo,
Yes.
you would love this.
Absolutely.
I mean, if the zoo was able to marry an attraction park, this would be its baby.
Yes. Yep. And then and then you have the Wildlife Express train.
Yeah.
And that will take you up to Rafiki's Planet Watch, which we'll get into after this.
Well, and if you need a little break, just go hop on the train. It's a short train ride. It's like 2-3 minutes, but
Yep.
I mean, I've slept on shorter rides.
It's true.
Just saying.
It's true. Dining is awesome over in Africa. So you have one of my favorites, Tusker House.
Tusker House is cool,
Which,
you guys.
I mean, we've talked about it a million times, but it's character dining. The food is just, we've never had breakfast there, which I really want to try. We've only ever had lunch there. But Tusker House, you can get a very early breakfast reservation, and you can actually be one of the first ones in that portion of the park.
Right.
Like, there's literally a line with a cast member then that is checking you in, and they say, oh, you're here for breakfast. Go ahead. So if you want an early breakfast, Tusker House is the place to go.
Well, and it's worth noting that this park opens earlier than the other parks as well.
Yes.
So when we say early breakfast, we mean early.
I mean, I think you can probably get like a 7:30 breakfast reservation.
Right.
Yeah, super early. You have one of your favorites, Tamu Tamu.
I mean, we say it's my favorite. It is only just because I love that Simba sunrise.
Yep. It's true.
But it's a great snack spot. Great snack spot. Highly recommend.
It's true. You have the Harambee Market. You've got a sweet shop. You've got Kusafiri coffee shop and bakery. So plenty of options for dining and snacking right there in Africa.
Which I actually like because I think Africa is probably the biggest land that they have there based on like all the things that you can do, all the things you can see and stuff. So it's a pretty wide space, and you're probably going to end up spending quite a bit of time there. So it is nice that you have lots of food options there, because the other thing that we haven't even mentioned yet is the show festival, The Lion King. That's also there.
Yeah. And I mean, we've talked about it before. It's like a Broadway show. Highly recommend.
Highly interactive as well, you guys. Like, you are part of the show while you're there, which is really fun. And those performers are great. It is a great way to just take a break from the heat and just sit down for half an hour plus and really just enjoy some great music, great performance, and have some fun.
Yeah. Characters, like character meet and greets in Africa, there are none except again for Tusker House, where it's a character dining. However, the nice thing about this is all of the characters, it's usually Donald, Mickey, Daisy, and Goofy, and they're in their outpost outfits.
It is super cool.
Which, yeah, is really
and for
cute.
Tusker House, I mean, you're going to have plenty of options for your kids to eat. Just the typical things, the corn dogs, chicken strips, whatever, just typical stuff they like. But there is a lot of more traditional cultural food options there. So it is fun. Just know that there's options for both.
Unpopular opinion, and grab your pitchforks because I'm sure people will come after it. I prefer Tusker House over Boma at Animal Kingdom Lodge. That's how much I love Tusker House.
You know what, though? I don't think that's such an incredibly hot take. I honestly think that there's value to that. Now, I think Boma is really good for breakfast.
Yes,
However,
yeah.
I'd even go somewhere else for breakfast over Boma, and you know where it would go.
Yes.
Over at the Polynesian.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Tusker House is superior to Boma, you guys.
Yeah. But
so
anyway.
If you have the choice between the two, I think I'd go Tusker House.
I would too. Yep.
And the other thing that we'll get into a little bit further in the episode, don't feel like this is a dining experience that will take away from your park day. It is a smaller park. There's not as many things to do.
Correct.
As far as attractions go and other stuff. Now, you can spend a full day there. But just full transparency, we honestly don't often spend a full day in Animal Kingdom. If you can fill an hour plus with just eating at Tusker House, highly recommend.
Yeah. So we mentioned that the Wildlife Express train will take you over to Rafiki's Planet Watch. So there's a couple things over there. You'll have an animation experience where you'll get to draw a character. There's a petting zoo, a conservation station, where you can see kind of how the animals are cared for. There was one time where they were doing like a live surgery when we were in there. I think it was like a sloth or something. I can't quite remember the animal.
It was super cool.
It was really cool to see. And then we haven't done this, but there are two characters that you can also meet at Rafiki's Planet Watch.
Which I'm ashamed because
right?
I love Rafiki.
Right, so you can meet Rafiki and you can actually meet Timon.
How have we never done that?
I don't know.
I wish we would have. And now I'm like, we need to go back. But, I mean, there is a lot of cool stuff to do over there. And again, it's fun. You actually, when you're taking the train, you kind of get to see some of the backstage areas. Like, with the animal pens and stuff. And sometimes we've seen elephants or rhinos in the pen, which is really cool. And that petting zoo, it's fun. And it honestly doesn't smell all that terrible.
I mean, it does, but compared to like your carnival petting zoo, yes, much better.
Let's keep it reasonable in comparison here.
Yeah.
It still smells like a petting zoo, but not a bad petting zoo.
Yes. Yeah. So next up, I think, is Asia.
Yeah. Asia's a pretty cool place, you guys. Like, there's a lot of diversity in Asia as well. So the biggest attractions here, you've got Cali River Rapids, which I have feelings about. I've talked about this. Grizzly River Run is far superior. Cali River Rapids, honestly, is just kind of disappointing for me because on the one hand, I like that you don't get absolutely destroyed, but on the other, I fully expect to get wet.
Well, and
you don't really.
In the middle of the summer, your hot Animal Kingdom, although has a lot of shade, is very, very humid.
Very humid.
You want that, like, you want to get wet because you want that relief.
I know.
And
you just
that
don't
just doesn't
really
happen.
get all that wet. Now, there are some blasters at the end that you can
yes.
shoot people if you want on the bridge.
You like annihilated before on when you see that blaster. You just got somebody soaked. They were so mad.
I know. It was worth it for me. And then Expedition Everest, which, again, is a pretty premier high-thrill attraction. So that one is absolutely great. Super fun.
Definitely intense.
But I love the theme around the Yeti and everything. Like, lots of really cool things to see. It makes you feel like you're understanding a little bit of the culture in that area, the history around Everest itself and stuff. Like, it is quite a ride. It really is.
It is.
So they also have a jungle trek trail where you can see birds, tigers, and monkeys.
Yeah.
So you can also see some animals over in Asia. So as far as dining options over here, you do have Yak and Yeti, which they actually have a sit-down restaurant and a walk-up cafe. I know that I've ordered from the walk-up cafe before.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever eaten at the restaurant, which I don't know why, because it looks like the food is actually pretty good.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Chinese seafood place. Like for lunch, they have like some pork egg rolls. You can get different lo mein, wonton soup. You can get even some like salmon, coconut shrimp. So great options, but I think during lunch, we're just never over in that area.
Yeah.
So we've just never made it a priority to eat there.
Do they have a lot of gluten-free options or
That's the problem
too? Maybe
not. Because Chinese food typically is not gluten-free.
Right.
So my guess is that is probably why we have never eaten there before.
That, and of course, again, Flame Tree Barbecue, which we love. But the other place they have over there is Mr. Kamal's.
Yeah, and Mr. Kamal's is famous for their seasoned fries. A lot of people go for the Mr. Kamal's fries.
Yeah, so that's kind of their claim to fame.
Yep.
But as far as shows that happen over there, one that is super, super fun is the Feathered Friends in Flight. And it's a great bird show. They actually can fit a lot of people in there, which you would not guess from the outside.
Yes.
But they do. It's a typical bird show, but it's just super fun. And sometimes they'll have Russell or Doug come out, which is really neat. So I don't know. Again, if you need something to do, and there should be plenty of time in your day if you're only doing Animal Kingdom that day, go to the bird show. It's great.
Yeah, and although we say that Animal Kingdom is a half-day park and we don't typically spend all day there, you absolutely can.
Yeah. No, absolutely. For sure.
Yeah. So next up we have Discovery Island, which I feel like this is where a lot of the action happens. They don't have any attractions per se.
Sure.
But this is where everything else happens. So you have the Tree of Life, and they have Discovery Island trails that you can take around the Tree of Life to view all of the different carvings that are on the tree. And then you also have other trails that you can see flamingos, lemurs, birds, kangaroos, otters, all the cool animals that are right there. Dining-wise, you have a lot of options, actually. You have Pizza Safari, Tiffin's, our favorite Nomad Lounge.
Nomad Lounge is awesome. And they have bomb gluten-free churros there.
They do.
With multiple dipping sauces, people.
Yes. Yeah. You have 8 Spoon Cafe, Flame Tree Barbecue, and Isle of Java.
Oh, we've talked plenty about Flame Tree Barbecue, so I'll spare you again the details. It's just great. Eat there.
Just
Even
go
just
there.
walk by and smell it. It's just so good.
It's true. Shopping. So this is where your main shops are going to be. So if you're looking for any type of merchandise, this is truly where you're going to find
Yeah,
it.
and there's a couple that are right across the walkway from each other, so definitely check out both because both of them will have some different items.
Yeah. Yeah. You also have a couple shows that are here. So you have the Winged Encounters, The Kingdom Takes Flight. So this is where you see the macaws.
Mm-hmm. And the
Which
macaws are cool.
They are really cool. Yep. And then for characters, so you have Divine. So she's kind of more on like the Oasis side is what they consider it, which is the entrance to Animal Kingdom. But this is the one where she's kind of decorated like a tree. She's on stilts and she actually kind of hides like in the tree. So there are times where like I'm sure we've walked by her
Haven't even noticed.
and just haven't even noticed.
Yeah.
So she's really pretty. If you can see her, check her out.
One could say she's
Divine, yeah.
But this is where you also get the up characters, like Russell and Doug are there, and you can, line up and meet them, or sometimes they'll just be walking around. But who does walk around? Kevin.
I love Kevin.
If you haven't seen Kevin in the parks, or you haven't seen a video of Kevin, like you need to. One of the coolest characters in costume that Disney has, because it's just so weird. Like you just don't expect that Kevin would be one that big or two be able to do all the things that Kevin does. And it's awesome.
I
love Kevin.
Yep.
And then you've also got Mickey and Minnie here in their outpost costumes again, who kind of wander around. Moana, you can see, and even Pocahontas. So it's kind of fun that she has a place.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen Pocahontas, and Moana we haven't, but we were there like the week after they originally put Moana in the park, and we tried to get in line. We tried to get in line an hour before, and they had already closed off the line.
Yeah.
They're like, no, this has already reached capacity.
People
and I was
love
like,
Moana.
yeah.
But we have seen Pocahontas on the barges. Like, she'd drive around on the boats and stuff, and Miko is sometimes with her as well, which is super cool.
Yeah.
But then over at Dino Land, this is what was. Okay, so attractions, you had the Boneyard, you had Dinosaur, there was the... what was it called? Triceratops spin. And what was the other one with the meteor? See, it's like I've already
the
forgotten.
Primeval Whirl.
Primeval Whirl.
Primeval Whirl, yeah.
Yeah, they're gone. So
Primeval Whirl left
while
quite
ago.
quite a long time ago.
But yeah, it's weird to say that all of this is gone now. And
Right.
even dining Restaurantosaurus, Trilobites, which just had some decent snacks. But again, like, guys, there was nothing really to write home about.
No,
hate us,
Restaurantosaurus
but-
usually had like a good like seasoned type treat.
Yeah.
But dining itself, I mean, it's your typical like kid food based on the area that it's located.
And it was really more of a land geared toward kids. The attractions were smaller with the exception of Dinosaur. But yeah, that was it. And then you also have Finding Nemo over there, which why have we never done that either?
Yeah, when I was looking through this, I didn't realize that Finding Nemo was considered Dino Land. I figured it was considered like Asia.
Yeah, it's kind of in between the two.
Yeah, but if you look on the Disney World app, it is considered Dino Land, which makes no sense to me, but okay.
I mean, I've heard the show is great. I just, for whatever reason, we just missed the showtime. That's
We do.
why.
We absolutely
We need
do.
to like go back and actually plan on sitting down and watching it. But so as far as characters in this land, you can see Chip and Dale in their Dino Bash costumes, which is super cute.
Yeah.
And then Goofy and Pluto roam around there. Donald and Daisy. Sometimes they're dressed up as dinosaurs as well. Like it's a fun little area. There's lots of stuff to see. But again, go quickly because we don't know when exactly it's closing yet, but it is closing soon.
Yeah.
So just something that we love to do, and this is something that's offered actually all over the park, is the Wilderness Explorer badges.
It's so fun.
It is awesome, and you don't have to be a little kid to do it.
You don't. You
like
don't.
everyone can do it. So you get a little, merit badge book.
Yeah.
And you just get to go around, and the cast members are dressed up as wilderness explorers, and they'll tell you all sorts of stuff all over the park. Pandora, Dino Land, like everywhere.
Yeah.
They're all over. They're on the wilderness trails.
Yeah. So the Wilderness Explorer badges, you have to have like a cast member there because they're the ones that will give you the sticker to put in the book. But do note that some of them close earlier than the parks.
Correct. Yeah. Just check your little booklet and it should have any variations in times listed there for you. So you can kind of plan it out.
Yeah. I think the Disney World app does too. It'll kind of tell you. But love doing that. So much fun.
It's really fun. It's a great interactive experience. So again, there's a lot that you could do here. You could very easily make it a full day. Mm-hmm. It's just if you're going only for attractions,
yes,
you might run out of stuff to do early.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our typical day. Like what would we typically do? What's our plan of attack when we go to Animal Kingdom?
Yeah. So rope drop, we kind of have two different strategies that we like to use. Either we're rope dropping Flight of Passage because we don't want to pay the Lightning Lane for it.
Right.
Or we did buy the Lightning Lane and then we're rope dropping the safari. That way we can see the animals first thing in the morning.
And one thing that I see a lot of people do, and this is again a fair warning, but most are going to go to Flight of Passage when park opens.
Yes.
So you kind of have the option, you go left or right. And if you're going to go to Pandora, like just follow the crowd. Now, if you're not, then you're going to go back into Africa, and there's usually a couple stops along the way before you even get there, but there's a large crowd that goes to the safari as well. Mm-hmm. I have seen a very common strategy is to go do Flight of Passage and then immediately run over to the safari. Mm-hmm. So you can do that as well, but the real reason why to go to the safari early is that's when the animals are the most active.
Yeah, because typically during the day they're sleeping, they're not as active. So like we recommend the safari sometime in the morning, as early as you can. There was one time I remember that we did a rope drop strategy. I guess we went all out because I remember we bought Flight of Passage. We got the Lightning Lane for the safari, so then we rope dropped the Navi River Journey.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because there were like 10 of us in line for the River Journey and everybody else went over to Flight of Passage.
Right.
So that's a great option too because then you're not wasting, quote unquote, wasting your Lightning Lane on the River Journey.
Right. And I mean, you can still get over into Asia and do Expedition Everest or Cali River Rapids, but we usually save those for later in the day. So because Animal Kingdom has the lands that are a little more separated and segregated, we try and do one land at a time and just knock out everything there because it is not the easiest part to crisscross around.
It is not.
So
Correct.
you have to be aware and kind of come in for a plan of attack so that you're not just constantly crisscrossing and going back and forth because there's really only a few paths that go through the center. Most of it is made to go around.
In a circle. Yep. Yeah. So typically I think if we start in Africa with the safari, after the safari, we do the trails and then we usually catch the first show of Festival of the Lion King. Mm-hmm. I think if you're doing the safari in the afternoon, just remember to try and get a Lightning Lane because that safari line gets long. So if you're like, hey, we're going to go to Animal Kingdom in the afternoon, just try and get a Lightning Lane for that.
No, I will say that queue is all in the shade, which is really nice.
It is.
But it is a long line, and yeah, you can be there for quite a while.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, why would I also waste a Lightning Lane on Festival of the Lion King? Mm-hmm. I think that is 100% worth it because Festival of the Lion King, they let the Lightning Lanes in first.
They do.
So you're sitting within the first like 3 rows before they let the standby line in. So we do it. We think it's worth it.
Yeah, it is always fun and you get really good seats there. From there, we'll usually head over to Asia. And this is where we really try not to wait more than like 10 or 15 minutes for Expedition Everest. It will vary throughout the day.
It will.
So that's where you just need to watch your app, check the wait times, and if it is up in like the 45-minute range, just know that it usually will dip back down again.
Yeah, that's a ride where I wouldn't wait more than 15 minutes for it.
Right. And there's a lot of things that you can do as far as like photo pass options too. If you want to take pictures, there's a great one in front of Expedition Everest.
Yeah.
There's some others around. So again, don't feel like, well, I want to be in this area, but I don't want to wait in line. Like there's stuff to do around. So just kind of watch. You can usually work your way around the crowds. So that's when we'll usually get lunch at Flame Tree Barbecue,
Of
or if
course.
we're splurging, we'll go to Tusker House.
Yeah, for feeling fancy.
Yeah.
And that's usually where after lunch we'll head down to Pandora or Dino Land, depending on where, our lightning lanes might be. Snack wise though, the snacks throughout the day, sometimes it's breakfast at Tamu Tamu.
Right. It's true. But yeah, Tamu Tamu, get a drink, or, the Simba Sunrise if you ask for it, a float, or Nomad Lounge, because we're going to grab the gluten-free churros.
Yeah, and you can get them to go, but it really is a great place to just like sit and relax, grab a cocktail if you want, grab a snack.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then again, like we mentioned, we love doing the Wilderness Explorer badges and checking out the trails. So that's where a lot of the trails are shaded. You can go, you can see the animals. There's lots to learn about. And it's just kind of a fun, leisurely walk through the park.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like how we wrap up our day at Animal Kingdom. So it can be a half-day park, but we do try and spend as much like time here as possible. But we usually use the rest of the evening to go to Disney Springs or to just like relax at the resort. Like the kids want to go swimming.
Right.
So that's where we usually take the other half of our day and do something else. That's not park related.
Well, and again, it's an early morning because that's the park that opens earliest.
Yep.
And if you're really trying to park hop or do what we did and try and get all 4 parks in one day, you have to start at Animal Kingdom.
Yep. Absolutely.
So that's another just quick tip and strategy if you're wanting to go all out.
Yeah. And we mentioned this, but I think once the Tropical Americas opens and takes over Dino Land, I think this is going to be a full day park.
I think so
almost
too.
a full day park. I understand that the park is still going to close early just due to the animals, but I think you'll be able to spend more of your day there.
Yeah, I think that's fair for sure. So is there anything that we would skip in this park typically? Like, I know we mentioned the Feathered Friends in Flight. It is a really cool show, guys, and I don't think we've done it more than once or twice.
That's the problem, is that's just not a show that I think I would see time and time again. It is a great show, but if I'm trying to park hop to another park or head to Disney Springs, that's something that I skip.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Rafiki's Planet Watch is another one that I know we have skipped before a few times because, again, it's a little ways over there. And once you're there, I mean, it is more of a walk. The train station is not right there at the doors of the building. So it's, if you want and have some extra time to kill, I mean, there's plenty to see there. It's really cool. But if you're just, as you mentioned, trying to do this in a half day, that's usually something that we'll skip.
Well, and one thing to note for the train is there's usually not a long wait to get to Rafiki's Planet Watch, but to get back, I mean, that line to get back can be like 30 plus minutes. So it's just something to consider. Like, you might get on the train very quickly and up there, but to get back, you could potentially be waiting. And then that's just kind of wasting precious time.
Well, and that's the only way back, too. You're not walking
You
back.
can't walk, yeah.
So that is fair. And then the last thing was Dino Land. I mean, it was always just kind of an area that we skipped over. We did do Dinosaur. Dinosaur's still there. You can go ride it. The queue is awesome. There is even a cool little walking trail that has some dinosaur statues and other stuff to see. But I don't know. It just, that whole land, I really stand by this. I keep thinking about it. What I mentioned before is as Disney has updated different lands in the park, whether that's Galaxy's Edge or even Pandora, it just felt like Dino Land was subpar.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Animal Kingdom. Happy birthday.
I know.
Animal Kingdom.
Which is really cool. And you guys, again, like, there are a lot of hidden gems here. And if you have a full day, this is the one thing that you're going to do that day. There are so many things to see. You can go in the Otter Grotto. You can, even when you come through the front gate, most people are just like booking it past to get up around to the Tree of Life and then go to the park. There's a lot of animal exhibits even in the front there behind the gate.
Yep.
And for those that are into it, there is also a dining area right at the front gate, which is Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah, definitely not one that we have eaten at. We usually get to the park early, so we don't have this issue, but I just thought of this after you said that. you can actually go through Rainforest Cafe as like a secret entrance into Animal
Oh,
Kingdom. So if you get to Animal Kingdom in the afternoon and the line is super long, you actually can walk through Rainforest Cafe and enter the park that way. And it's usually a very,
well,
very
there you go.
short wait.
There you go. That's why you listen, for these hidden
Yeah.
tricks and tips.
Yeah. But that's it for this week's episode. Don't forget to rate our show on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to support our show on Patreon. Check out our t-shirt shop, Shop Threads of Imagination. And until next wonderful Wednesday, TTFN.